Welcome back to BikeBeat, your pit stop for all things two wheels. Today, we're diving deep into a machine that's turning heads, breaking molds, and rewriting what it means to ride a cruiser in 2025, the Honda Rebel 1100 DCT. This isn't just a cruiser. It's a rebel in every sense of the word. So if you're into torque, tech, and raw personality on two wheels, stick around. The 2025 Honda Rebel 1100 DCT is the evolution of Honda's modern cruiser platform that made its first big splash a few years ago. And now, it's back with a sharper edge, improved tech, and that unique automatic dual-clutch transmission. Yes, you heard that right, no clutch lever. The DCT is still one of Honda's most polarizing yet innovative features, and on a bike like this, it makes more sense than ever. Let's talk engine. At the heart of the Rebel 1100 DCT is the same 1084 cubic centimeters parallel twin borrowed from the Africa Twin, but don't expect dirt bike manners. Honda has remapped the engine to deliver a low-end, torque-heavy punch with a bit more cruiser DNA. You're looking at around 85 horsepower and 72 pound-feet of torque. Power delivery is smooth, progressive, and strong across the rev range, but especially satisfying when you twist the throttle from a stoplight or cruise out of a corner. It's got enough grunt to satisfy experienced riders and still manages to be approachable for those coming from smaller displacement bikes. Now let's dig into the DCT. Honda's dual-clutch transmission. It's one of the most unique features on this bike. Essentially, it allows for fully automatic shifting or manual paddle-style shifting using buttons on the left handlebar. You get the option of standard mode for casual riding or multiple sport modes that hold revs longer for more aggressive performance. The beauty of DCT is that it eliminates the need for clutch control, making low-speed maneuvering and city riding incredibly smooth. Some riders miss the tactile feeling of a traditional clutch, but for others, especially commuters or tourers, it's a game-changer. And yes, for 2025, the shifting logic is smarter. Honda updated the ECU so gear changes feel more intuitive. It adapts better to throttle input, braking, and lean angle. Whether you're rolling through town or carving up a backroad, the DCT feels less robotic and more human than ever. Suspension on the Rebel 1100 is still a solid setup, 43mm conventional forks up front and twin Showa shocks in the rear. It's not plush like a touring bike, but it strikes a good balance between comfort and control. The chassis is tight. It handles corners with surprising agility for a cruiser, especially given the low-slung stance and long wheelbase. And this year's model benefits from subtle tweaks in damping that reduce harshness over potholes and uneven pavement. It's cruiser comfortable, with just a dash of sport bike precision. Braking performance is handled by a single 330mm disc up front with a radial-mounted 4-piston caliper and a 256mm disc out back. It's not superbike stopping power, but it's more than adequate for a bike this size, and with standard ABS, you've got that extra safety net when the road gets sketchy. One thing to love, the Rebel's low center of gravity means you rarely feel overwhelmed, even under hard braking. Let's talk ergonomics. The 1100 DCT is a low riding machine with a seat height of just 27.5 inches. It's one of the most accessible leader-class bikes on the market. Whether you're 5 feet 5 inches or 6 feet 3 inches, the neutral riding position and mid-mounted foot controls strike a nice compromise between cruiser and standard. There's a bit of forward lean but nothing that'll wreck your back on longer rides. Honda's done a great job of making this bike fit a wide range of riders without losing its cool. Now for design, and man, this bike looks good. Honda's kept the minimalist, darkened-out aesthetic that made the Rebel lineup so distinct. Think matte finishes, blacked-out exhaust, and a fat rear tire that adds muscle to the silhouette. The 2025 model comes in 3 color options: matte iridium gray, deep pearl red, and a new stealthy midnight blue metallic. The lines are clean, the LED lighting is sleek, and the overall styling strikes that perfect middle ground between modern urban cruiser and stripped-down bobber. The fuel tank is still that familiar teardrop shape, but now with new tank graphics that subtly hint at the performance hiding underneath. And if customization is your thing, Honda offers a healthy catalog of accessories, everything from saddlebags to passenger backrests to quarter fairings. The platform is practically begging to be personalized. And when it comes to tech, the 2025 Rebel 1100 DCT doesn't hold back. You've got a 4-mode riding system: standard, rain, sport, and a customizable user mode. traction control, engine braking, throttle response, all adjustable. The display is a minimalist round LCD gauge. It's not TFT, but it's clear, legible, and fits the bike's stripped-down vibe. Cruise control comes standard, a huge plus for highway riders. And while there's no built-in navigation or infotainment system, the bike is pre-wired for accessories and has a USB-C charging port under the seat, so mounting a phone or GPS is no hassle. It's a smart mix of analog attitude with digital sensibility. Fuel capacity sits at 3.6 gallons, which might sound small, but thanks to the efficient parallel twin and the smooth power delivery, riders can expect around 45 to 50 miles per gallon depending on riding style. That gives you a range in the ballpark of 160 miles before needing a fuel stop, more than enough for most urban or weekend adventures. Now, let's get to the pricing. For 2025, a Honda Rebel 1100 DCT starts at $10,099 in the US market. That's a serious value when you consider what you're getting: liter-class power, Honda reliability, ride modes, traction control, and the DCT tech. It undercuts most competitors in this weight class, especially when you stack it against heavyweight cruisers or other bikes with similar displacement. So what are the unique selling points of this bike? 3 things stand out. First, the dual-clutch transmission. There's simply nothing else like it in the cruiser world. If you're tired of feathering a clutch in traffic or want a bike that feels more like twist-and-go freedom, the DCT is a revelation. It's one of those features you really have to experience to appreciate. Second, versatility. The Rebel 1100 DCT isn't locked into one identity. It's a cruiser that can handle weekend twisties, daily commutes, and even light touring with a few add-ons. It's welcoming to new riders but engaging enough to keep veterans interested. And third, styling with attitude. Honda managed to build a cruiser that doesn't just follow tradition, it redefines it. There's no chrome overload here. No overstuffed seats or exaggerated pipes. Just clean lines, bold stance, and undeniable road presence. Now, is it perfect? Not quite. Some riders will miss the feel of a traditional gearbox. Others might wish for a larger fuel tank or a more advanced display. But for what this bike is, a tech-savvy, performance-ready cruiser with true modern appeal. The Rebel 1100 DCT nails the formula. If you're a city rider looking for low-maintenance cool, this is your bike. If you're stepping up from a Rebel 500 or a smaller standard and want to level up without the intimidation factor, this is your bike. If you're a weekend warrior who wants just enough edge to spice up a Sunday ride, yep, still your bike. But most importantly, if you're curious about the future of motorcycling where convenience and performance intersect, this is a great place to start. The 2025 Honda Rebel 1100 DCT isn't just a cruiser. It's a glimpse of what's next. That wraps up our deep dive on the 2025 Honda Rebel 1100 DCT. If you've got questions, drop them in the comments, and if you've ridden one, tell us your experience. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss more reviews from BikeBeat. Ride safe, ride smart, and keep the beat going. Catch you next time.